Hello, my name is Shimona and welcome to the first episode of my series, Road to Gold Cap. In this series, we'll be playing on two different accounts. One account as a main account and a secondary account as a sniper auction house account. The whole idea is to have a main account in which we use to generate a passive income, whether that's through farming, uh, doing world quests, just doing whatever normal people do on a main account. And then we'll have a second account which will handle all of our auction house scans, posting all of our auction house items, and using the gold that we generate from our main account to invest in items on the auction house to generate more gold. So I've already pre-chosen our server as the Latebringer. It says it's a low pop server, but on peak times it can get to be about a medium pop. I think it'll be a decent server to play on, but we'll just have to see. We're going to play a DPS class for sure, but I don't know which class I want to play. I know for sure I do not want to play a priest, and I do not want to play a mage. Mainly because my main is a mage, and I already play so much mage, and I just kind of want to spice up my life. And priest DPS just is so bad. So my way of deciding what class I'm going to play is we're going to use a random number generator. So as you can see here, we have 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10, 11 classes, -1 for mage and -1 for priest. So 1 through 9 is the way we will choose our class. And if we hit generate, 7. So 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7. Alright, we're going to be playing a monk. So to determine which race I was going to play for my monk, I went ahead and headed it over to simulationcraft.org. As you can see here, when you go to their homepage, they have raid simulations for like a wide variety. And so this is tier 21, 960 item level, patchwork style with legendaries. So if we go here, we can go over to Windwalker Monk. We click on that, and it should send us down. Here we are, Tier 21 Monk Windwalker. This kind of sims their DPS, assuming they have full 960 with whatever best in-slot piece is. And if we scroll down to, it probably says it somewhere up there, I'm not sure exactly where, but if we scroll down to Profile, we can see that their highest sim DPS race is actually a Blood Elf. Here we are, our Windwalker Monk Blood Elf. I'm going to go ahead and use our boost here. 110 boost. Not going to start out from level 1, fuck that. And we're going to go ahead and boost it as, I think Windwalker will probably queue for dungeons as a healer, but we're going to go ahead and boost as a Windwalker. So let's go ahead and boost that. Level up. And we'll go ahead and get in game. So we're going to be picking up herbalism and mining. Again, my main focus isn't really to be farming on this account, but since we're in the beginning stages and we don't have any gold, anything that will help us generate gold, and I will call this the early game, is just going to be so beneficial, because the faster we can gain gold, the faster we can start investing into items in the auction house. Alright. We managed to get our ult into Dalaran. So you see here we can pick up engineering, because you need engineering to use this, and it also requires level 5 to get engineering. That's why we got to level 5. But now we can use the Dalaran auction house, which can't be killed, and hopefully we won't phase too much here. We also got both of our ults into a guild finally, and if you don't know, guilds have the perk Guild Mail. Since these two accounts aren't on like the same BattleNet or anything, they don't get mail between them instantly, and so this will help us send stuff over instantly. So I'm going to go ahead and send over all the gold I have to this account, and that way I can start doing a scan and start investing into some stuff hopefully. So I know I mentioned it earlier, but I kind of wanted to go over it in a little bit more detail. The reason why I have my alt account sitting in New Dalaran has to do with the way how World of Warcraft mechanics work right now with phasing and auction houses and all that kind of good stuff. So first off, obviously, Dalaran is a neutral zone, so you can't, your auctioneer can't be killed in New Dalaran. And the main reason, and the second reason why we have them in Dalaran, is the way phasing works. So right now, World of Warcraft has phasing, and if you're not on a super high pop server or whatever reason, whatever happens to your shard is you can get phased out of your shard, and you'll phase into another shard, but it doesn't give you any message, it doesn't give you any warning. That's it. You phase out if you're in the middle of an auction house scan or you're in the middle of sniping. It won't be very clear. If you're in the middle of a scan, it'll be pretty clear because you'll just be stuck. Like right now I'm scanning. If we phase out, I'll be stuck at like 420, right? And it'll just set at 420 and do nothing else. But if we're in the middle of sniping, it's not as easy to tell that I phased out. So there's one thing you can do. As you can see here, I put a skull above our guy. So every time you phase out, it'll remove any markers, and that's one way you can tell. But from my experience, you don't really phase out, if ever, in New Dalaran. There was one day where I was phasing like every 30 minutes, every hour, but that was like one day out of like a month. So that's the whole reason behind coming to Dalaran. I know the only way you can truly avoid the whole problem with phasing is to have a garrison auction house or an auction house in your Warlords of Draenor garrison. But that costs a lot of gold, probably I want to say 200k, even more than 200k, maybe like 500k, even a mil to get your own auction house in your garrison. And this account's only level 5 anyways. It's maybe something we'll look into for the future, but for now this is our best bet. We're just going to keep our markers on our auction house guy, and hopefully we don't phase while we're in a big scan like this. Okay, here we are, first scan of the server. So what I'm going to be looking to investing in, since we have such little gold, like we only have 500 gold, we're going to be looking for items that are way below market value, so like 1 to 5% market value, and also items that don't have competition, as I'll call it. I also have this second part of my add-on in which I have all of the Legion mats. These are mats that get kind of traded very frequently, so this is something you can look at and you can kind of decide, oh, if you want to make some quick flips, you can search through this, buy out anything that's way below the market price, and kind of repost it for a higher price and just keep up with it. I don't do this too often, but I will check it occasionally, and if I get anything that's kind of like 50% of the max price I set, I'll go ahead and buy out as much as I can, and I'll try and sell it for a higher price. Alright, here are all the items we just bought in that previous clip. We spent well under 100 gold on all this, and I'm going to go ahead and add this all to my group that I have. I already have items in this group, but don't worry about that. Our operation price we have set on this is, the minimum price will go as 45% of the region historical, the normal will be 85%, and the max will be 120%. So we could set the minimum lower, but we'll leave that for now. So let's go ahead and post all these, and we'll see how much auction value we have after investing only 100 gold into items. And we do have 2 hard crawlers and 2 long crawlers, but it should be fine. Alright. So after 100 gold, we're almost up to a 10k auction value. And it's all MOG, so it's going to take time to sell if it's ever actually going to sell. It's not a very good definitive value of how much we own, but it is a good estimate. Oh my god, I wish I had 7K, dude. This would be the freest snipe of my life. Oh, I could have sniped that if I had 7K. I could have sniped that. Fuck, man. This is 101 Twink Gear. If you don't know, you can make a level 101 character, and you can get him this 101 item level 840 gear. And the way that dungeon scaling works, you can actually sell people power leveling runs. Uh, if you have a tune that's full like 840 item level at level 101. But anyways, this 845 Athrog's Death Hammer is 1600, super cheap. There's another cheap one for 5K, but I think we could easily buy this and sell it for 5K. So we're going to go ahead and do that. As you can see here, let's actually go ahead and just search. Yeah. So there's an 841 for 5K, 840 with the socket for 17K. There's two 840s with sockets, and as you can see, there's not really any too insane ones. And I think as long as we get somebody who's looking for this item, I think for 5K they'll definitely buy this if they're trying to go on the cheap end. In worst case, we can hold on to it, and maybe sometime down the road we can even make our own 101 Twink. I'm not sure. Well, I just finished listing everything I sent over from my main account. As you can see, our most expensive pieces here are this Lunar Glow sword, which actually looks super sick. The Death Hammer you saw in the previous clip, and then just a couple of other random transmog pieces I picked up for cheap. And I've also posted all the resources that I've collected. So we're looking at, we have about 730 gold right now and almost 33K auction value. It's pretty good considering we've only been playing for about 3 hours now. So I'm not too sure of the prices on this server, but I think this is another item we might have potentially sniped. Let's take a look. So 930 cloth haste verse gloves for level 110 for 20K. Now if we take a look here, sort by item level, we've got 915 for 30K, a 930 pair for 50K, another 930 pair for 120K for some reason, and a 945 with speed for 200K. This is another item that we could have potentially sniped if we had the gold for it. That's 4 items, and how long? Almost 5 hours. I can't wait to get some gold on this server. Oh shit, dude. Whoops. Dude, this pet is hella rare. Where is it? Dude, this thing's like worth like 5K, I think. Let's see what my add-on says. Oh shit. Nice. Greater Invasion Point Ocularis. I actually went ahead and I bought a Seal of Fate using my order resources because I did start my next research and my next one won't be for 4 hours, and I'm sure I can get more order resources before then. I'd rather keep all my gold for investing and buying stuff I need to. But Ocularis drops 2 930 pieces I can use, a chest and the hands, and I don't think I'm actually going to have a really good place to bonus roll for a while. So I'm going to bonus roll this boss and hopefully I get one of them. Ooh. Perfect. Warforged, even better. Because the only place I'm going to get 930 gear is Heroic Tombs, I think, drops 930. Oh no, Mythic Tombs is 930. And Normal Antorus is 930. So this was the right place for me to actually bonus roll. The only way this really gets fucked up is if I get... if my first legendary is my chest. But that is actually huge, and that puts us really close to being able to do Antorus Raid Finder now. We just hit the Veiled Argonite cap here in Argus. I don't want to spend this yet until I run Argus Raid Finder. That way I can maximize my item level by spending it on pieces that I actually need to flesh out. We are currently 887 item level, so I queued us up for Gates of Hell and Deceiver's Fall Raid Finder. I was kind of waiting so I could get the healer bonus to run them. As you see here, I've already gotten 3 so far. But yeah, I'm kind of on a time limit now. So I'm going to go ahead and get these done. Hopefully I'll get 890 item level from those 2. And then I can go straight to Antorus Raid Finder. But if not, then we can buy one piece with this Veiled Argonite. But again, I just want to maximize my Veiled Argonite and just buy useful pieces and not just random stuff. So I just sniped this item for 15, or how much? 16 gold. All the thing says, yeah, it doesn't say anything, but apparently it's a super rare fishing drop, and as you can see off the TSM auction DB, it has a very high price, around 40k. Yeah, that's a pretty good snipe. Actually, I haven't checked to see if there's any on the auction house right now. Let me see. There isn't. So that is a very cool item to get right there. Alright, I have to head off for raid, so I think I'm going to go ahead and end the episode here. So this will be our day 1 overcap. We got our alternate account up to level 5. We secured a portal to Dalaran, and we have it set up at the Dalaran auction house right now. Our main account, we got honored with Dreamweavers and unlocked the boon enchant. We completed the full Argus storyline, and we actually capped out on Veiled Argonite, which we haven't spent yet. But we finished all the Tombs of Sargeras Raid Finder, and we are starting to work on the Antorus Raid Finder. Tomorrow we'll finish Antorus, and we can go ahead and spend all our Veiled Argonite on whatever pieces are most be the biggest upgrade. We've done all our invasion points, all our Argus dailies. We got a 940 chess piece from the Greater Invasion through a bonus roll. And yeah, I mean, we've bought a bunch of transmog. We sniped a couple of cool items. Something that's kind of weird is we haven't sold a single piece of gear yet. The only things we've sold on our sniper account have just been raw materials. Either raw materials I sniped and flipped, or just raw materials I sent over from my main account. But we're at almost 7k gold, and we have about a 45k auction value on it. Ignoring the little fish we got there at the end, because that brings it up to about 80k, I believe, something like that. But yeah, we're looking at like a 40k auction value. Yeah, that's about it. Let me know what you thought about this. If there's parts you liked, you didn't like, just let me know, and I'll try and improve that for the next one. But I hope you enjoy.